I just remembered I've got to do the thing that I haven't done. I'm just going to get these records out. One sec. Sunday. Hi. Hi. Hang on, that's a bit low. I knew there was something I hadn't done. Hi, everybody. Hi. Still a bit high, that. That's it. That's it. Welcome to the demo drop. Have I got an echo on? Where is it? Echo. Echo. That's my phone. It's got to be. Is it? Echo. Yes, gone. There we go. Hi, everybody. Cool. Yeah, so a little bit of an update on the Idokodo DJ booth. I had a talk with Russ from the company today, and we finalised the plan for it. Booth. Yeah, I'm so excited. So I've put down the deposit for it now. Oh, it's getting so real. So we've got 6 to 8 weeks to do the rest of it. I reckon we can do it. He said he's going to he understands that this is like a fundraiser thing. But yeah, because it takes so long to make it, it's doable. So yeah, they are amazing. They really are. So I've gone for the design is 2.1 meters. Mixer in the middle. 12 tons either side. And then there's 3 acrylic shelving units, which are going to go here, and 2 of them will be here to here. The whole studio. So do you know what I'm planning on doing? Hi Kyle. I'm planning on not doing it that way anymore. So, you got the green screen there. My plan, shall I just show you around the studio? Okay, my plan. Hello. My plan is to have it facing... Oh, I knew I'd do that. Hang on a second. Silly thing. Hang on. Right, one sec. Where Where's my... Is it on... Ah, I know what it is. Ah, how's that happen? That's weird. That's strange. One sec. Video capture device. There it is. Deactivate. Okay. And then do that. Okay, it's working again now. And then it should be working again. Okay, I'll just take it off broadcast for now. And that just means that I won't be able to use the blur effect, but you guys can see how messy it is in here. I don't mind. Okay, so have you tried turning it off and on again? So my thought is to have it like facing in this way, like obviously like so you can see all of the, so you can see the vinyl. So you can see the vinyl and like this area. Obviously I'll have to keep it a bit tidier. It's only messy because right now I'm dealing with sorting out all this vinyl. Look, there's vinyl everywhere. But that is my thought, is to have it so that you see all the vinyl, yeah? And then it's facing in, so that it faces in instead. So there won't be a green screen anymore. What do you think? Yeah. Hang on. Oh, why do I do things like this? Sorry if you get in there. Sorry if this is making you feel a bit sick. There we go. So yeah, that's my idea, is to have it so that it's facing in, so you guys will see my actual studio. Emotional damage. And you will see, you know, the area where I work in. Well, the good thing is about doing it that way, Princess, is if I do want to do green screening again, all I need to do is swap round the desk. Oh, I've got an eye twitch. Does it look like I'm winking at you? Stop doing it now. So yeah, I just thought it'd be nice for a change to have something a bit more like, so that you can see the area that I've got. Do you know what I mean? Instead of it just being like, oh, because we've done that now. We've done all that. Thank you, Lance. Hi, Perkmeister. Yeah, it does mean I'm tired, definitely. So yeah, but I'm going to keep the green screen stuff there because I can always turn it back around again if I want to. But I just thought it'd be nice if you guys see the space that I'm in, you know? Because it's like, you'll still have visuals because we can still like have like visuals coming in and out and stuff. But I thought, do you know what? It might look really good with the. Should we just change one thing to begin with? Okay, so what we'll do when the DJ booth gets here, once we've finished the fundraising, we will see what it looks like the usual way round for a bit first. I don't know. You know when you get something in your head? But I know it won't be a kerfuffle to turn it around because they are... thank you, Cavelia. Hi, Carbs. Yeah, well, maybe we should just do that then. Is that falling down? Oh, my life. Wow, what a day. Sorry to everyone who's watching this on YouTube who just want to hear their fucking tunes. I do apologise. Hi, Super Marco. Let's get on with it. Mark Ross has pulled me out of my umming and ahhing. Yeah, we'll just see what happens. I think a change is as good as a rest sometimes. So it would be nice to do something a bit different with my stream, because we've done this practically kind of the same thing for a while, and I like to change things up. Falling! Okay, so while I try to fix this with some more Gorilla Tape, let's have a listen to Mark Ross, Imagination. Here we go. that was Mark Ross, Imagination. Good to see what everyone was saying in the chat. Yeah, a great take on the PPK riff there. And I liked how you elevated it on the second time that it was being played, like on the next part of it, to kind of work with your bass progression. Yeah, it was really nice, wasn't it? I liked the rest of it. I thought I loved the Euro hard trance feel to it. I must admit, like, I don't generally listen to your tracks now before you enter them because I know they're going to be good. So it's nice to hear your tracks literally for the first time. Usually what I'll do with everyone else's is I'll skim through it. If it's someone new, I'll skim through just to check it's listenable. But I like to try and listen to it firsthand with you guys as much as possible. Nothing was like standing out to me in terms of anything else in the arrangement. I'm really glad that when I played it through just then, it wasn't actually a bootleg of Imagination. That's, you know, the John the Dentist thing, which I did think originally. So that was a nice surprise. Even though I'm kind of low-key disappointed that it isn't, because I love that tune. Everywhere you go, there is paradise. Rainbows so blue, the sun so bright. It's a beautiful sight to see. And take your memory. Imagination. Imagination. Come on, come on. Ooh, yeah. You know. But it wasn't. It was another song. And I really liked those, the little vocal things. Thank you, Bernie. I know, right? I should have been a singer. It's too late now. I'm 40 years old. What are you going to do, huh? What are you going to do? Oh. Don't, Gav. Come on. Keep it positive. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, I could do, but I wouldn't want to stop DJing, especially since I'm getting a new DJ booth, you know? I'm not doing it now. No, I know I could be a great singer. Trust me, I know. But I've been cleaning vinyl now for nearly 2 weeks solid. And I'm still only like not even an eighth, well, about an eighth through it. About an eighth of the way through it all. Thank you, Princess. I appreciate that. But come on, guys. Come on. Come on. This show's not about me. This is about you. Okay? All right? Now, I could overshadow the whole thing. But do you know what? I'm not going to. I just wanted to just show you what, you know, this track could have been. You know, and Mark, listen. It's okay. You can sample me if you want. If you want to do a hard trance remix of Imagination, you know, with me doing the cover vocals, do your thing, honey. But as far as this track goes, I really liked it. Obviously, the female vocalist in this was not me, but she was all right. So yeah, well done. And I'm going to give you guys Mark's SoundCloud. Please go and follow him. Please. He's probably one of the worst people that suffers from imposter syndrome. I.e., he thinks he's shit when he's really good. And that's him in the chat there, Super Marco. You're welcome, mate. This is the SoundCloud link. Please go and give him a follow. Thanks. Cheers, thanks a lot. But yeah, like I say, I loved it. I'd play it out. Really, really cool. And I'm pretty sure that's going to get snapped up. Hi, Bosky. Hi, mate. Let me just get my little screen. Hang on. Let me just This really freaked my kids out when we first showed them like how you can like have double displays and then like move. Like, see how I'm moving that? I could move that from here like over to my screen that I'm looking at right now, and they were like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, it's magic, bitch." I didn't swear at them, obviously, but yeah, there you go. Magic. Magic. Next up. This is becoming like a. It's not, because I wouldn't allow it. Not really, but it would be funny if it turned into a roasting show, wouldn't it? Should we do? I've got a really good idea. You know, like for. We're gonna have to like. We're gonna do this for like charity. I think we'll do one where you have to send in a track, but it's going to be like a donation to charity to send it in on this one date. And then me and General Bounce will sit here and roast it. But you're going to have to be okay with us roasting it. And remember that it's just joking. Okay? What do you reckon? Because it would. I'm not going to be very good at roasting. I will join in, but that's why I think it would be good to have General Bounce here, because General Bounce is very good at roasting people. That's why he's one of my best friends, because he's the opposite of me. He says a lot of things that I wish I could say, but then he also says a lot of things that I disagree with as well. A lot of things. But I love his take on things, I really do. And I just think it would be really funny to do that. Cool. Right then, next up we have got Bouncing Forces Tubular Bounce Scary Movie Mix, okay? Here we go. Where is it? Demo drop. It's the 27th today, isn't it? Oh, it's nearly Christmas. Yeah, I said it.
I'm so glad you're here.
I came as fast as I could. But at my age, the little soldier needs a lot more thumping before it starts pumping. You know, I do find, though, if I tickle my asshole just before I unleash the dog of war.
Oh, it's okay. I understand.
No, because in the old days, you know, how is she?
It's gotten worse, Father.
Really?
She won't eat. She won't talk. The child won't even let me touch her.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to give them candy.
Father, the church sent me to assist you. I'm Father Harris.
Hi. Nice to see you.
Would you like to see the girl?
Soon. But first I must bless this house. Let us pray. Our Father, who art in heaven. Stop it. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. You such thoughts in hell. Suck on this. Let us pray. Defender of the human race, look down in pity upon this, your servant.
Shut up your ass, you worthless piece of shit! Fuck me! Fuck me!
Help me to release this demon! Let us pray. Let us pray.
Okay, guys, that was Bouncing Forces. Tubular Bounce Scary Movie Mix. Yeah, I also would play this. Yeah, I turned off the hyperlink ability. So if you can whisper me, Wayne, whisper me, sweet nothings, baby. Whisper me your SoundCloud link, please. Thank you, you've done it. Okay, one sec. I've just made myself feel sick doing that. Oh, this is something that happens in old age, right? You start getting motion sick. And I've never had that before. Never had that before. Never had that before. Guys, get following. You can download that for free. It is old age. I've looked into it. I asked Google. What are you going to do, huh? I've got some... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've got some anti-sickness tablets. Yes. Yeah, do more full motion stuff. That's true. That does help. Yeah, Google told me. And a few other people. You can download it here. Here is the link. Look on the screen. Look at the SoundCloud link in the chat. Follow that. There you go. I don't think I could play Flight Simulator. Oh my God, Richie, are you still not used to them? Is anyone else in chat got varifocals? Because one of our mods, Richie, started using them not long ago, was it, babes? And was saying he was finding it difficult to get used to varifocals. Is it where you've got things down here and then bits up there? Oh, Matthew, I'm going to have to do that now. On the 4:30 at Nottingham, my dad's probably already seen it. My dad, whenever my dad sees a horse with my name on it, he has to back it. When is it? On what day? Today? No, it's past 4:30 now. Is it tomorrow? My dad always does 50p each way as well. Don't gamble though, people. And if you do gamble, do it properly. Oh, nice one, Matthew. Yep, I will do. Thanks for the heads up. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't really, again, I've not got anything to say about this track on a technical basis. As a DJ, I would definitely play this. I'll definitely be playing this around Halloween. Really, really like it, mate. I think it's great as a free download. But yeah, let's get supporting Bouncing Forces. Oh, Richie, if you're not feeling good about driving with them, then don't. You don't want to be having, anything bad happening. So, yeah, I really, really liked it. I thought it was a great idea as well. Do you know what I did like about it on a productional level? I loved how it just slammed right in. The first drop. I loved how it just slammed straight in. I think it didn't need, in this case, it didn't really need to have like loads of rises and, prompting to the drop. I like the fact that it kind of just like goes bam and hits you. And that's not usually what I like. I usually like to have, it depends what kind of genre it is really, doesn't it? But yeah, I did note that. Okay, next up we have got Lance Kicks Like a Bouncer. Lance, if you can do me a favour as well, please send me your SoundCloud in a whisper so that I can put it out in the chat. Thank you.
Your name's not down, you're not coming in. 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 Your name's not down, your name's not down, your name's not down, your name's not down, not tonight. Alright.
If your name's not down, you're not coming in. Or your name's not Dan. I think that is a great idea for a track, Lance. Very untidy feel to it. Great bass line. It's all about the kick and the bass in this style of music. As long as that's nailed, the rest of the track is going to be a breeze. And you have absolutely nailed it with this track. Obviously, me and you have been talking for a while now, a few years, and I followed your productional journey. And I said to you recently, not the last time I saw you, but the time before that, that your production has massively leveled up. Massively leveled up. Like you'd sent me a few in one go, and there was a big difference. Big difference. And I think it's important for all of us producers to remember that happens. It's really, even when you get to someone like Guy's level. Now, me and Guy were talking about him finishing off his album, because he's at the very finishing parts of his album now. And because he said to me that his production is now leveled up further than it was when he did Alien on Earth. So I said to him, well, did you know that your production quality needed leveling up when you made Alien on Earth? And he said no. He said when he made Alien on Earth, he thought that was the best that he could do. Like that was like the best that he possibly could. So what it shows us is even when we think we have got to a point where it's really good, there's always going to be room for improvement. Lan says, I've made an effort to learn from the advice I get from here and other producers and what you have said. I'm grateful for everyone's advice and support. May, this is why this show is so important. Because I think I know we all need this as producers. We all need to have somewhere where we can get our music listened to, you know, and actually get some good feedback and know that the person has listened through to the whole thing. And it's surprising, isn't it, how many different opinions that we get, and you know how many, because it all depends on how someone's listening to it and then how that actually tallies up to what you think about your music. Because sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves, and other times we can't. Sometimes we're not being hard enough. My eye's twitching. Oh my God, it's so weird because you can't see it, but I can feel it loads. I saw it do it then. It did it. Ah, that was well weird. Oh, early night for me. So yeah, it's really important. Going back to what I was saying, it's very, very important for us to remember that we will level up. It's just a case of doing the thing. Yeah, Lance, I found that as well. So Lance said, so I find it sometimes helps me if I leave stuff a while and come back to it. Yeah, and also if you leave it for a while, you can come back to it and realise that it didn't need anything else. Because it's difficult sometimes to know when an idea is done. It is weird when that happens. I did it once where I grabbed every single whip on my computer, every single work in progress render that I'd made. Because what I'll do when I get so far in track, once I've arranged it and everything, I have a whips folder, and I'll render the whole thing, maybe like 1 or 2 versions, maybe 3 versions, so I can ABC them. But what I did is I did a search on my whole computer for every single whip that was on my computer, because I always denote the folder or the file with whip. And it found hundreds of whips. So I grabbed all of those, made copies of them, and put all of those into a new folder just called Whips All. And then I played them so that they would play one after the other while I wasn't on my computer. And it just like played them one after the other. Some of them are, you know, little 20-second snippets, some of like full tracks. And it was surprising because I forgot at one stage what I was listening to. And I remembered being in the kitchen going, oh, God, I wish I could make a tune like that. And it wasn't until like a couple of days later I went back and I was like, that was one of my tunes, but I made fucking years ago. And I didn't finish it because I thought it was shit. And yet here I was 2 years later listening to my own curated folder of whips. Wasn't looking at the screen, wasn't in a critical mindset. Like as we are as producers, we will be listening out for a certain thing. Are we listening to the hi-hats? Are we listening to the vocal? Is it too low? Is it too high? What was the last thing we did in the mix down? And we're listening out for that. It's sometimes the best thing is to listen objectively, listen to it from in a headspace of not actively being in your door, like doing something else, being in the room next door and just cranking up the speaker a bit and waiting to see if anything like sticks out as being off. Open span about 3,000 times. Am I right? Oh my God. Oh. Do you know what's really helpful for me personally, and I really hope, and I'm sure that you will agree, it's just nice to be able to say stuff to people that understand. Yeah, vocals is a whole other thing, isn't it? It really is. But yeah, it's just nice to be around people that understand, like, and the inside jokes. Right, okay. We all know that sometimes people pretend that they make music, right? And there's a lot of big named artists out there who do that. And do you know what makes me feel quite like, why are you doing that? It's so easy. It's so easy to know, and we know, right? We fucking know. We would know which one. Most of us are too nice to say it, but we know which ones you are. Like, there's probably not anyone who's actually in here because you're all producers, but we know who you all are. All it takes is to crack one of these little inside jokes, like what we do in here all the time. Like, yeah, put sausage fattener on everything. Or even go a little bit more like, you could go a little bit more cryptic with something. It's all you need to say. And then you can gauge from the reaction of someone, like if they get it. You know? And that's how quick it is to know if you're not making your own music or not. And at the end of the day, from my perspective, there's nothing wrong. Okay, I need to ascertain something right now. There is nothing wrong with using an engineer at all. I used an engineer for years and years. My issue And my only issue with it is when somebody actively lies that they make their own music and they don't. It's the deception. It's the deception that I get quite annoyed at. I have no problem with somebody using an engineer as long as you're honest about it. Because as soon as your fans find out and that you've lied to them, like, no one else cares. Industry people won't care either because they're making money off it or like they know anyway. But your fans will know. You know, your fans will if your fans find your fans probably won't know, but if they found out, like, it kind of it you know what I mean. I'd find it. I wouldn't be able to lie like that. I wouldn't be able to lie about it. I could easily say, yeah, I use an engineer and have no problem. I'd have no problem. But I don't, like I say, please remember, I think it's fine to use engineers. My problem is when you are asked, do you use an engineer? Or do you do this yourself? And they go, yeah, I do it all myself. But it's not my journey. It's not my journey. It's theirs. And I just hope that your fans never find out, quite frankly. Because it's not very nice to lie to people. I don't get why someone would make music for someone else. Okay. I know why. There's a lot of people who don't want to be in the limelight. There's a lot of people who want to make music as a full-time job and not have to tour. And I think that that's okay. There's a lot of people who are extremely good at music making and they're very neurodivergent. And do you know what? It's also good that they do because it does keep the quality up. Absolutely. It really does keep the quality up. So I understand why that's there. My problem is people lying about it, not people using engineers at all. Because that is what keeps the quality up. It's just the deception that I don't like. And that's just my opinion. And I'm always open to hearing other sides to that. You know, and you know, I might have a very blinkered view of it. But that's my opinion and that's how I feel about it. Amber Ghost produces guys tracks. I joke that that's true sometimes. But Big Sean Bears, thank you very much for resubscribing. Thank you, my darling, and thank you to DNA Dan Gamers for all the bits there. Bosky, thank you for resubscribing. Thanks for all the follows as well, guys. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. And I hope that hasn't annoyed anyone. But if it has, ask yourself why you're annoyed at me for saying that. Because don't project it at me. Go and have a little word with yourself. Maybe be a bit more honest. Okay. Next up, we have got Carbs and Asteroid. Here we go. Okay, there we go, guys. That is Carbs and Asteroid. Carbs is in the chat now. And I'm quite glad that you told me just then that this is the first original track that you've produced from scratch. That helps me to give you some more advice. Now, for your very first track that you've ever made, like original track from scratch, you should be really, 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 really proud of yourself. Really, really proud of yourself. Oh, my eye. Come on, stop twitching. Because like that, you've nailed the one thing that I usually find really difficult, and that's arrangement. Great for ideas and getting a nice 16-bar loop going or whatever, or a 4-bar loop. Like, oh yeah, this is mint. And then when it comes to laying it out, you're like, what? So you have nailed what I find one of the hardest parts of music production. I'm better at it now. And that is arrangement. You might already know this, but if you don't, there is a really good little trick that you can do to help with arrangement. And this goes for any of you who are new to production or haven't tried this yet. If you get a track that you, like a reference track, something that you're wanting to make it in the style of. And this is particularly important for getting signed to labels. You don't want to have a really different arrangement to the standard to begin with. If you want to get signed to a label, you want to have no surprises when it comes to arrangement, because labels will probably just be like, nah. So you can get a reference track, time stretch it to the tempo of your project, line up the very first kick with, like, start from this second set of 4 bars in on your arrangement screen. Don't do it from exactly the first one, because sometimes when you render it can cut it off. It can cut off the first kick when you render. So usually good practice is to start from around about, this is number 3, isn't it? Which is basically like 4 bars in. 4 bars in, 8 bars in, whatever you want to do. If you're like me, you probably use the left-hand side of the screen for doing your ideas and for like getting a loop going. So I usually start mine from about 32 bars in. And so making sure that it's in the same tempo. And then what you want to do is put little markers or little labels, whatever door you're in. I'm sure all of the doors have got the ability to put in a little marker. And if you don't, you can just use an empty MIDI box, colour it in on the very first channel of your arrangement screen, and just start to go in and put in where you're hearing a cymbal crash, where you hear the bass coming in, where the breakdown is, where the drop is, where the bass comes out, when it ends, anything else that is notable. Yep, it is a really, really good technique to really be able to map out all of the ideas in a way that makes musical sense and will be accepted by labels. Bosky, that's well funny. Yeah, I use markers a lot. Do you know what the other thing is really good on Fruity as well? And I'm sure Ableton's got this as well. I do use Ableton, but I haven't used this exact feature. There is a jump marker that you can use as well. So say like if you've got a load of ideas but you haven't yet arranged it, you can, and when you're playing it through, you can play it through so that like it will play one section, and then when it gets there, it will cut out like all the middle part or whatever, and it'll jump to the next part where you assign it to jump to. I think that's quite a good idea. That's quite forward thinking. So yeah, that's usually a really good way to get your head around arrangement. You use Logic. Oh my God. Well, that makes a lot of sense because a lot of the people who I admire in trance use Logic, namely Adam Ellis. Adam Ellis has taught me a lot in trance. He's been my mentor and my teacher in trance for a long time. Long time. And it's such a different genre to the other dancey genres. There's a lot more to it, and he uses Logic. If you were to take this further as well, Carbs, honestly, you should hit up Adam Ellis for private tutoring. He's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've learned so much off him. Alan Morris is another one, yeah. He's really good. But you're going to need a bit of help when it comes to fine-tuning your trance. It will shave years off learning through your own mistakes. But obviously, it's good to learn from your own mistakes as well and learn your own way. But it's also good to speed things up as well, wherever possible. So it's good that we have those kinds of people around. And the thing is, when you get used to that, then you can start to be really experimental, because we don't want everything sounding the same. We don't want everyone doing exactly the same thing. But, you know, initially, to get yourselves on labels, really good to keep to the standard. Then start, you know, doing what you want. And what I'm saying is just from my own experience. Remember that you don't have to take that as gospel, because things are always different. And every record label's different as well. And if you are being told that you should change it loads by a record label and you feel that you don't need to or you don't want to, then don't. So the Audio Brother says, no, we don't. That's what the top 40 is for. I don't know what that means. What in response to what? Shugs is my teacher. Ah, brilliant. Meaning all the same. Yeah, exactly. That is what the top 40 is for. You want to be original. You don't want to sell yourself short. But we all have to be aware that there is a certain standard that's accepted. And then, you know, when you get up there and you get established, you can do what the fuck you like. Or you can disregard what I say and do it your way completely. You can less official. Yep, it won't be on today though. It will probably be on next week or the week after. But you send a demo to the stuff that's on the screen, wherever it is. Where is it? I can't see because my chat's in the way. There it is. So that's the Gmail, and then head it demo drop, and then send a WAV MP3 or a SoundCloud link. And make sure you label it all correctly. So, Carbs. I was writing a few bits and pieces down about your track. Oh, so true, Audio Brothers. Absolutely. Make you music for yourself because you want to. No audio cutter. Yeah, it's really important to do it from the soul. And yeah, but also if you were starting to wonder why your music's not getting on labels and people aren't returning your emails, it could be something as simple as the arrangement not being something that we're used to hearing. Like, do you remember back in the day on vinyl? Not so much these days, but sometimes a producer would put in like an extra 1 bar break right near the end of the track, and you'd have to remember that, you know, and like account for it to mix it in without it going out of the right phrase. Like there's quite a few tracks that I know, and I think it could be one of two things. It can be if someone's like not necessarily a DJ and they're not thinking about that, but it can also, yeah, it is a pain in the ass. But you had to know your tunes, didn't you? So you had to account for that. But you know, this day and age, I don't think people would want to keep that in. You know, a record label will probably say that needs to go. So, and you know, especially when you're not yet known, it can be little things like that that can stop you from getting anywhere. So do all that shit when you're established and, you know, you got yourself on a label. And I can say this because of being very spoilt by being put on a record label that was the biggest dance label in the world. And Guy was as well. You know, it's... once you're established like that, you can pretty much do what the fuck you want. So, Carbs, I said in my write-up that I was writing while the track was playing, your pads could do with being boosted up a little bit, or your kick could do with being lowered slightly, because the kick did sound a little bit too loud in the mix. Oh, excuse me. Good for you, Bosky. It could benefit from more effects, I put here as well, especially in the breakdowns. It was sounding a little bit bare. I feel that it would marry the sections together a lot more from one transition to the next and to the next part by having a few more effects in there. Now, there's a really, really good sample pack. A lot of you will know about this, especially good for trance as well. The Dave Parkinson Trance 2, whatever it's called. The second one that he did, Trance Essentials 2. Got some amazing effects in there. Yeah, 1 and 2. 2's really good. So you've got all kinds of things in there. Risers, booms. Like, I never used to put in a lot of those things. Crashes, reverse crashes, textures. But they really help to fill up the space. Yeah, Sennheiser, they do some good stuff as well. Loop Masters, I guess, more for like house and stuff. Sennheisers do some really nice side trancey stuff, I found. Really high quality. But yeah. More ear candy. Yeah. And possibly some more volume as well as filter automation between the parts, just to give it a bit more energy when things like kick back in again. And those are all things that are very... Oh my God! Danny! I'll just finish what I'm going to say here before I get really excited at Danny. Those are all things that are really, really normal stuff to miss out or use too much in the beginning. And I hope that is helpful for you. Also, I noted that there wasn't any snare rolls. So snare rolls might help as well. And maybe the use of, there's a great plugin that we always mention on here by Dada Life called Endless Smile, which is extremely good for trance, house, well, anything really, any of the dance genres, because it will really help you to up the energy. So yeah, I hope that has helped. I'm just going to put it in the chat, what I put there. So yeah, and thank you so much for sending it in, because I know how scary it is. And you did really well. I'm so proud of you! Yeah, it's nearly there, babes. And if everyone can please go and follow Carbs, thank you. Now, Danny, thank you so much for sending me 30 quid there. That is ridiculous. I really, really appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you. I will add that to the total while we're listening to the next song. Can everyone do me a solid, please, and put lots of F's in the chat for Danny F? Because that was really, really nice. Thank you. I love you, Danny. Thank you so much for putting that towards the DJ booth. Love you, mate. Oh, right. Let's move on to the next one. Next, we've got Catchy, which is Kyle. And this is Subfocus and Dimension Desire. Catchy's Hands Up bootleg. Here we go. There we go. That is Catchy's Handset bootleg of Subfocus and Dimension Desire. I love the original D&B version of that. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have a look at that in a second. Thank you very much, Dr. Game Doom, for adding to the Ujima What's It. Before I look at that, I just want to say, Catchy, I really like it. And I did note that you said in the chat that this was the first one that you've done like in triplets and you wanted to see how it sounds. I think it sounds really good. As a DJ, I'm really, 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 really grateful that you slipped back into 4/4 at the end and at the beginning. Like, majorly helpful. I really liked it. I thought it sounded really uplifting. It worked really well with that riff as well. So, and nothing else that I need to say production wise. I know it was a pre-master, so it was a bit low in volume. But I can't wait to hear it when it's fully done. And please send it to me because I'd love to play that. Thank you. Well done, mate. And I'm going to give you a air horn. Cheers, mate. So, massive thank you to Dr. Game Doom for sending me a donation as well. Because it can be quite helpful, especially at the moment. It can be more helpful and actually less costly for you guys to send me direct donations. So, oh my God, Dr. Game Doom has donated £51 towards the booth. Fuck. Oh my God. Wow. Can everyone please give it up for the amazing Dr. Game Doom? Mate, you've been so generous lately. I just don't have a lot more to say. What's that? What's that big thing there? Is that supposed to be... Fraggers, I think that needs to get sorted out. That does not look like a heart. I know it might do if everything was like together, but... I don't know. To me, it looks like one of those things, you know, like when you're mental. Like, yeah, duh. And they tell you to look at a picture and say, what's this a picture of? Like, to me, that looks like... Does it look like a heart to you? Huh? Doesn't here. What? That's really weird. It looks weird. It looks just different on my screen. Oh, really? I can't wait to see what yours looks like, Dr. Game Doom. Have we seen a picture of it already, actually? Did you put a picture of it in the Discord, didn't you? Mate, thank you. I'm going to add that to the total now while we listen to the next track. But my God, mate, thank you so much for your love. Really appreciate you. Oh, does it, Fraggers? But yeah, thank you. It looks like a penguin of Madagascar. Huh? Let me have a look. Penguin of Madagascar. I can't see that. Yeah, please do, Dr. Game Doom. I would love to see a picture of that. Because the thing is, right, I know a lot of people, including me, at one point was thinking to myself, do I really need to get myself a DJ booth that's going to cost £3,000? And the answer is, the short answer is no, but the long answer is I have never had something that it was brand new. I've always like recycled and upcycled everything in my studio, and I really felt that it was time I had something like a bespoke piece of furniture, because like that will be something that I'll have forever. And like I've the amount of stuff in my studio that I have that I've put drills to, you know, and made into something else that, you know, from other desks, and, you know, added stuff to it and gaffer tape together. And at some stage I just thought, you know what, yeah, I could make an IKEA version of it myself. I have some Kallax shelving units and all the rest of it, but it won't be exactly right. I've done that so many times, and I've really enjoyed that aspect of my journey in music production and as a DJ, and right now I would just like something beautiful in my studio. Yeah, I do, exactly. I will spend so much time. And the thing is, for so long now, I've had to swap out the CDJs. It was only because of you guys that I was able to come away from CDs in the beginning and actually get some decent CDJs. And slowly but surely, all the extra money, because obviously this is my full-time job, so I pay all the bills in the house and everything, but anything extra that I make, all of it's gone back into the studio. All of it. Last year we did a family holiday with the kids for the first time ever in 10 years. We were able to afford to take the kids away. But usually everything goes... oh my God, Rennie. Everything goes back into my streaming, into my business. So thank you. Oh my God. Rennie's just done a thing as well. He's put whoopsie. Fucking hell. £100. 10k. £100, Rennie, mate. Thank you so much. Sorry for screaming, everyone. I'm really sorry. I'm going to thank both of you off air properly. So I don't want to. You know, people waiting to listen to their music. I don't want to hear me screaming. And I'm sorry, everyone listening to this on YouTube. Do apologise. I'm going to message you both off air. Okay, next we have got, I can't believe that. Next we've got The Fourth Man, and this is What Da Disco. Yeah, I try not to scream, because when I do, like, it's a soundproof studio, but it's obviously not that soundproof, because sometimes Guy will be like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yes, something really good happened." You imagine one day, like, I end up like falling over badly and I can't get up and I'm screaming for ages, and like it'll just be like, "Oh, she's having a great day." Lying in the floor of my own piss. Ah! While I'm live streaming. Yay! Right, here we go. So guys, that was the fourth man, which is Mark Shelvin, who's a regular on my usual show. Nice one, Mark. I love the idea. I really love the idea. I think what could really help is to go back and revisit the bass on that. The bass wasn't really doing it for me. But I really like the idea of it. And I love the cheekiness of it. And I would love everyone, please, to go and follow Mark Shelvin there. Thank you very much. And you can go and listen to that track again. But yeah, I really liked it. Maybe it could do with a bit more of a better mix down. Maybe try shaping the bass a little bit. Using, what do we always talk about on here? LFO tool and side chaining and stuff. Oh, you like the drive, the bass, because it had real drive. Okay. That's interesting. So that could just be me and my personal preference then. Maybe for me, like, I quite like a bass with say like if it was being played on a synth or whatever with a really short attack. Maybe it's because that bass was more kind of like sucky. Stop it. Like it had a bit more attack on it. Or maybe even reversed or something. Maybe that's what or maybe it is side chained and it's got quite a... Yeah, I can play it again. One sec. Yeah, maybe it just needs a bit of EQing then or something. Or maybe some saturation. Or maybe just bringing out a little bit. Or maybe even another layer. But it sounds like that could just be a personal preference thing. It just, you know, when it comes in here... It doesn't sound like it's coming in all together straight away. I reckon that could be a lot better with another layer. But with a digger, 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 digger. I think it needs another layer. It's filtered down until 32 bars. But don't do that then. Don't do that, Mark Shelvin. I would take off that it's filtered. I guess that's not too much of a problem because that's when you're mixing it in, isn't it? For 32 bars. Okay, we'll leave it like that then, and then at 32 bars, add another layer. Add another layer, and it will make it more impactful. Because we've already heard it. That's the problem with like using everything you've got too quickly, is we've already heard that now. I've done this myself. I've tried to like filter in my bass line and I never got it sounding like as impactful as I did when I just like dushed it in. But yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of. Like, I really liked it. It's cheeky. I really like it. I do really like it. I think it's a great idea. It's a really nice, cheeky. Yeah, the ravey stabs are great. It's fun. And thank you very, very much for sending it in, babes. Thank you. Next up, we've got Chip Shop Boys. What is love? If anyone knows what love is, can you please let me know in the chat? TIA.
What is love? What is love? What is love?
eye was twitching again, and I wanted you to see it live. Watch my eye twitch. On Twitch! Oh my god, it's like it's meant to be. Sorry. Chip Shop Boys, What Is Love? Again, another really great, cheeky remake of an absolute classic. Eye twitch, yes. Stop staring at us like that. It stopped doing it now. It's like it knows it's being watched. Oh, Adam's here. Let's do a shout out for Adam. Adam, if you can, please can you send me in a whisper your SoundCloud so that we can put it in the chat. You have to send it me in a whisper though. I was staring into your souls. Stop it, Rennie. Stop it. Guy does this to me as well. Like, Rennie, you're very, very similar to Guy in a lot of ways. Like, when it comes to wordplay on stuff. And, like, because I don't always get things straight away. I'm not saying I'm thick, but sometimes, like, I overthink things. And he'll, like, say something. I'm like, what? What are you on about? Or he'll show me a meme. And it will be something really, really simple. But I've looked, like, way too deep into it and seen something in the background of this meme that I think's connected to the punchline. He's like, what? That's what I feel like sometimes. I feel like I look far too deep into things and don't get many of the jokes. But yeah, in regards to this song, I'm going to be playing this out. I love it. I love the psytrance influence on, like, normally cheesy remakes, but it's intelligently done. And it does sound really good. I got that, Bosky, but I don't agree with your dad there, because I have a ponytail sometimes. And there's no arsehole under my... Oh my God, there is. Me! I'm the arsehole. Knew it. Speaking of arseholes, next up we have got Bosky, and this is called The Game. Here we go. Please give it up for Bosky! Lads. How good was that? Jew says the only thing I'm a bit unsure about is the clap. I thought that, or I thought maybe there might be a tiny bit of clipping. Possibly. But sometimes my ears deceive me because I have tinnitus. So I'm going to reserve judgment on whether it is clipping or not. However, are the leads needing some mid-range? I don't know if you went in and you added more mid-range, if that's going to affect the mix down. I mean, if you did, maybe just make sure that it's a specific frequency range. It wasn't feeling like it was missing anything mid-range at all. This could just be a throwback from making other genres of music. Do you know what you could do that might help this? Is treat the acid line as being, instead of being a top line, maybe go back in and instead of rolling off a lot of the bottom end and the mid in the acid line, bring that back down again and make the acid line become more mid-range. Because that's something that I have done in the past. I've treated my acid line as like a top line in terms of, or a top loop, you know, like that frequency range I'm talking about, like top mid highs or high mids, where really a true acid line should be like front and center. So you could try messing with that. And then you could even try like side chaining that acid line to the kick or to the other, to the BRISK group of your leads. You could try adding a more severe side chain to the leads or something. Try a few different things if you want. I'm probably not the best person to ask because it's trance, but that would be what I would say. And that's just a suggestion. I feel that the acid I feel is clashing with something, which is why you think there's a slight clip. No, it wasn't in that for me. That wasn't where I was hearing it clipping. It was more the percussion and the clap. Maybe reverb with a low decay time. Yeah, or maybe like the Abbey Road trick with reverb, where you'll like EQ the reverb so that it's, you know, a bit more tailored in. Maybe. I think at this point for you, Bosky, to avoid confusion, is see if you can find somebody to listen to it who really knows their stuff. I would send it to John Doe and get him to master it and ask him to send you a little bit of advice. It might cost you a little bit of extra money or whatever, but see what he says. There's a fair bit of boost, high mid, lower top on acid. Dean Richardson thinks it's fine. I'm currently speaking with Mobes. Cool. Yeah, all good people to speak to about this kind of music. Especially Moby, without a doubt. Just ask them. Ask them. But thank you so much for sending it in, babes. Really like that one. Isn't he clever? He's a good boy, our Bosky. Okay, next up we have got People Like Us. Is People Like Us in? I think I've seen him about. Stephanie, you in? Where are you? Where are you, you little weirdo? There he is. This one's called Mind Dimension. Here we go. People Like Us, Take a Bow, Mind Dimension. I love it. I now know who you remind me of. You remind me of Crookers. Do you remember the Crookers? Fidget. Bosky, it wasn't too heavy. Do you know what? It was remarkable. With the sub was like, I think, because sometimes with sub, for me, like, sub has to be felt and not heard. I could hear it as well as feel it, but I don't know if it sounded to be like too much or not. I wouldn't really know until I cranked that up, like, and had it like play at club volume. If you can do that and crank it up on some monitors like really, really high and see what it sounds like, then you'll know whether it's a problem or not. But yeah, going back to this one, yeah, put it up really loud and just see what it sounds like with in regards to the sub bass. But yeah, People Like Us, you remind me of the Crookers. Like, I love it. It's very like loose percussion kind of feel to it, and like all laid back and really simple ideas. Done well, but made to sound quite organic and like simple. And simple is not the same as easy or basic, you know. Simple ideas work really well, and I really, really like this. So please, guys, please go and follow People Like Us. Go and listen to their other music as well, especially Sharon Curley's Up the Pole. I love that one. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I love your stuff, mate. Massive fan. Yeah, honestly, that Sharon Curley's Up the Pole, like I know when I must like something because I fucking remember the name of it, like from the first time I heard it. They are always interesting, aren't they, Rennie? Exactly, absolutely. Okay, next up we've got Bernie Hot, and this is Hit.
You got a joint? It'd be a lot cooler if you did. Everybody needs a hit. Basic bitch, sample this. Everybody needs a hit. Basic bitch. Come on! Everybody needs a hit. Basic bitch, sample this. Everybody needs a hit. Everybody needs a hit. Everybody needs a hit. Basic bitch. Everybody needs a hit. Basic bitch, sample this. Everybody needs a hit. Big T.
There you go, guys. That is Hit by Bernie Hart. Please get following. Really like this. Really interesting. Sounds great ear candy. The only thing that I would say to be just go and check is your mono information and your stereo information, because it sounds really good like on my speakers, and it probably sounds good in everyone's headphones. I'd like to see how this translates into a nightclub. Like, I'm not sure how much you've used, how much panning you've used and stuff. But like, it might need a little bit more information in the mono aspect. But as it stands, it sounded really cool. It really did sound really cool. I really liked it. Yeah, I thought so. So you've been using a widener. Just be careful when you do that, not to lose too much of the the mono information. There's a really good plugin that you can use. My eye. Which I use, called Sideminder. Sideminder will split off the lower frequencies and just allow you to push and widen out the mids to the highs. Yeah, Sideminder is great, isn't it? There's probably a few that will work for you. But yeah, I use Sideminder because it's pretty much foolproof. You can mess around with it and see what it's like for you. But yeah, Sideminder's is a great one. Like, I like using it on a bus group as well. Yeah, go and have a look for it. From personal experience of using it, it's great. Thank you, Mayfrit Farm. Yeah, go and have a look for it right now, my love. But yeah, thank you very much for sending it in, and please continue to send in stuff. And of course, if you are a producer and you haven't yet sent anything in, please rest assured that it's a safe space for you to do so. We're all really kind here. We'll tell you how it is, but we'll do it in a way that doesn't leave you deflated. And you know, there's a lot of different record label owners in here as well, who are also producers. And I know a lot of you guys, you know, have been signed from, you know, being heard in this chat. So there's always a lot of opportunity here. And this is why I don't mind. I like doing these shows. I really do. Like, I mean, I love my DJing, don't get me wrong, but it's so rewarding for me because and when things happen to you guys in a good way, please let me know about it. Because whenever I get a message off someone saying, I sent you a track in to your demo drop, and now I've sent it out to some labels after you guys said it was, you know, ready, or I corrected it on whatever, you know, things came up, and now it's been signed to a label. Now I'm getting taken seriously. You know, I really, really, some days I need to hear that that's helped you, because I can have my down days as well. And sometimes I question what, you know, am I going to have to just get a normal job and, you know, all the rest of it? And is it worth pursuing doing Twitch and stuff? So it really, really helps me to know that I am making a difference in your careers in a positive way. Thank you, Ricky. I'm really happy to hear that. And if that is the case, I will continue to do these shows. You know, it's kind of, for me, it's a bit of an offshoot of the mental health talks that I used to do over on Facebook Live years ago. Ju says, I sent one in about 2 weeks ago, but finished it, then it got signed, so I removed it so you couldn't play it, LOL. Oh, okay. Well, I'm really happy that you got it signed. That's fantastic news. All good. Yeah, so make sure you send your music in, guys. We do have sometimes a bit of a backlog, so it is just me who does all of this. So obviously I don't sometimes see your emails until like a week, 2 weeks down the line. You know, that's not me being lazy. I've got 2 kids here, you know, and I have this is my full-time job, being a streamer with my DJing, and I'm also a full-time student at university in my 3rd year. So, you know, when I get round to looking at them, I get round to looking at them. But please just make sure that you don't have expirable links. Make sure that I'm able to grab it when I can. Hi, Drew Clute. Good to see you. Yeah, mate, I would love to hear your music. I would love to hear some Made For It Farm donk. Now, we're going to go over and see my little brother. My little brother is a gamer. My actual real brother, Elliot. He's amazing. Yay! And thank you as well, Made For It Farm, for sending him a raid when it was his birthday. It was his 24-hour stream that he was doing, and he did the whole thing. I'm so proud of him. So yeah, if you're into gaming, please give him a follow. Let's all go and surprise him now. It's my one day off tomorrow. So I won't see you tomorrow, but I will see you on Thursday. I love you. Bye, everybody.